What's going on, y'all? I'm hopping on here today to talk about this Moze build that I've been playing, and as you just saw, it does really good against those raid bosses, and it's a lot of fun to mob with, so I'll just go ahead and get right into it. So the first thing I want to talk about with this build is the class mod we're using, which is Rocketeer. What Rocketeer does for us is when we get into Iron Bear and we get out, uh, Auto Bear will now stay active for a very long time, and it will also make our action skill cooldown very slow to come back. So while our action skill is on cooldown, we can take advantage of things like Big Surplus, which has Mayhem scaling. So it's not 15% of gun damage, it's actually a lot more. And also you will want to make sure that in your Guardian rank, topped off is disabled so that your action skill is even slower to come back. The other thing that Rocketeer lets us do is use the anointment while Auto Bear is active, deals 130% bonus incendiary damage. So this anointment can be put on just about every single gun that you're going to be mobbing with, and it's always going to be active. When your action skill finally comes back, you just hop into Iron Bear again and you get out and you will just activate the anointment again, and it works really well. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was the guns that we'll be using. There's a lot that I messed around with, and some of my favorite ones were the Chaosin, Boogeyman, Unkempt Herald, and Soul Render. You can even use things like the Kibsworth, Flipper, No Pew Pew, and Chaos were a lot of fun. Of course, you have the Boomsicles. I even found in certain situations where there's a lot of enemies grouped up, the Reflex was good. Plague Barrier as well. As long as you have the Auto Bear anointment on the gun, you will notice that it does good damage for you. So the shield that I've been using a lot on this build is an Incendiary Old God. If you're doing something like Guardian Takedown, you could use Shock Old God. And if you're doing something like Malawan, you could do the Corrosive. Those all work very well. The grenade that I've been using is a Cloning Maddening Tracker. This will help you lifesteal a lot from Vampire. So as long as you're throwing grenades, you'll be staying alive, and you can regenerate more grenades with Means of Destruction. And also in your Guardian rank, uh, Tag and Frag will regenerate your grenades every 10 kills, which is really nice. The artifact that I think works really good with this is Victory Rush. You know, when you kill a badass, you get movement speed and damage, and some of the passives that you'll want on this is mainly magazine size, but also area of effect. That all works very well. So when it comes to bossing on this build, if you're doing something like a Malawan takedown, you can get away with still using the Rocketeer and like a Corrosive Unkempt Herald, a Corrosive Flipper, or even a Corrosive Tizzy. But if you're doing a Proving Ground and you come across the Hacker Fervor, you're going to need something that hits a little harder. So what I found works best is use a Minesweeper and you debuff the boss with an Eruption and an Its Piss Grenade, and the grenades from the Minesweeper will get the job done really well. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a clip of what that looks like. So as you all saw, we were able to take down the hag really quickly. We used the eruption to debuff her as well as the Its Piss grenade, and the gun that we were using was the Tizzy, because it's a fast firing weapon that can hit the criticals to trigger Minesweeper for us. And once we did that, the Minesweeper grenades did the rest of the job. And something else that you can use if you don't want to use a Tizzy, you could use a Monarch, and you could also use a Boogeyman. Just anything with a fast fire rate to hit the criticals as fast as possible so that Minesweeper can do the job. And this is a skill tree for the build. I will leave it on each one for a second so you can pause and see them. So looking at the skill tree here, there's only one thing that I wanted to talk about, and that's redistribution and forge. Even though we are using these two skills, we are still gonna get bonuses from click click from weapons like the Chaosin, a ×2 Boogeyman, and the Unkempt Herald. With all the ammo regen that we're getting from these two skills, you will still notice that you're reaching the bottom of the magazine with these certain weapons, and it works really well. Even with a Tizzy, you will notice you are overheating a lot and you can get that bonus damage. And that is everything that I wanted to talk to y'all about with this build. I hope that you enjoyed. If any of you would like to try it out for yourself, I can drop you the gear. I am on console, so just let me know in the comment section and we can figure it out. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time.